President Donald Trump signs the first pro-life law in 14 years, allowing states to defund Planned Parenthood. The legislation lets states deny federal family planning dollars to Planned Parenthood and other abortion providers. It erases a rule finalized shortly before former President Barack Obama left office, preventing states from blocking the money. Pro-lifers say these dollars can now go to life-affirming clinics, and it allows states to decide what is best for them. Mallory Quigley is Communications Director for the Susan B. Anthony List. Mallory, thank you for being here.
It's my pleasure, Catherine.
Put this into context for us. How much money was going to Planned Parenthood and abortion providers at a state level through Title X funding?
Sure. So we know from the Government Accountability Office that Title X makes up about $60 million worth of Planned Parenthood's taxpayer funding. It's the second largest funding stream that they have coming in from taxpayers. So this isn't the largest source of funding, and for a while now, states have already been working to prioritize funding away from Planned Parenthood and to the pro-life alternatives. So it's unclear exactly how much money is going to be impacted, but as much as $60 million.
And you said the second largest provider of that's incredible. Marjorie Dannenfelser, president of the Susan B. Anthony List, was with President Trump at this law signing.
Yeah.
What does she make of its significance?
Well, it was really incredible to see pro-life women be surrounded by the president, including my boss, for the signing of this bill. This was the president's first opportunity to sign a pro-life bill into law, and the fact that he had women gathered around him, including the bill's sponsor, Congresswoman Diane Black, and others, I think it's really reflective of the fact that women are the leaders of the pro-life movement. Women do support real comprehensive health care for women, not Planned Parenthood. So it was very reflective and I think monumental. It shows how the pro-life movement has grown. I mean, you know, for 8 years, we did not have a presence at the White House. Reporters asked me this last week. They were like, well, when was the last time? Like, did you work with the Obama administration? And I was kind of shocked by the question because, of course, we didn't. We weren't welcome there. So to have pro-life women in the Oval Office with the president alongside him as he signs this historic bill was very encouraging for the movement.
Seems like there are frequent visits to the White House these days. This is a pro-life law, but it also deals with states' rights. Can you talk to us about that aspect?
Sure. So the regulation that the Obama administration put in place on their way out the door was essentially to force states to fund Planned Parenthood through their Title X, with their Title X grants that of course come from the federal government. And now there's no mandate in the Constitution that states need to fund Planned Parenthood. They should have a right to prioritize funding where they think that is best for their residents. And I think that the states really are poised to make these choices.
And there really are pro-life states really are out there.
Yeah, to name a few, you know, Tennessee and New Jersey have long worked to defund Planned Parenthood and to concentrate on the alternatives. That's why I think this was so close to Congressman Black's heart, you know, because she's been such a great leader in her own state, getting them to prioritize funding for community health centers.
Mallory, what's next? Now that this has been done, what's the focus of the pro-life movement?
Well, I mentioned that Title X is only Planned Parenthood's second largest funding stream. They are still getting more than $400 million a year. That's $1.5 million a day through Medicaid. And so that's the eye on the prize. We got to keep our eye on it as we work to reprioritize that funding through pro-life healthcare reform. Now, Republicans are unified on this issue of redirecting Planned Parenthood's funding, but it's been caught up in gridlock as they've struggled and wrestled with the rest of that healthcare reform bill. So that's where we need to focus next, to take down that funding. It would really revolutionize women's health to send that to the community health centers that outnumber Planned Parenthood 20 to 1.
Thank you for being here, for keeping us informed. Mallory Quigley of the Susan B. Anthony List.